I'm out with Breezy. It's the 30th of August. And I completely forgot I had my camera on my head, so you're getting the last half of the drive. There are fellas working on the well across the road from the house. So we stopped and talked to them for a little bit, walk. And she was a good girl while we stood and talked. She didn't want to stand. It was too early in the drive to stop and stand quietly, but she finally did. And they were just really tickled because they don't see this every day. And I said, well, you do if you're around here. So Breezy was very, very patient while Dave and I unloaded some hay. And I drove over one of the hay feeders that we use, which is a tire turned inside out, and managed to get it over the back tire on my truck. So that took us a while to get it undone. And she stood on the cross ties for close to an hour. She was a very good girl. Didn't get in there and find all kinds of scraped up spot and a lot of manure and obvious fussing. So she was well fly sprayed and very comfortable. And that was a good thing. Nikki, don't look in that hole. There are probably snakes in there. This is the culvert that tends to have rattlesnakes in it. Yeah, it's a little scary, isn't it? No, you don't get to go till I say so. It's a nice cool morning and she's ready to go. So let's working trot. Good girl. She says she is ready to go. That's fine, but you have to go at my speed. I want a working trot. That's a good girl. Different noises. The horses seem to have gotten used to them. I'm not sure I have yet. Got a great corduroy seat on it. The unfortunate thing this morning was I got in, sat down, and sat right on a goat head. Glance over my shoulder, make sure there's nobody coming. listen. What a good girl. I'm very big on giving them a chance to respond to voice command before I go to my hands. Do you go out in the field? She says, yes, anywhere but these hard roads. We always make sure that we hit these things diagonally so that we don't do things like rip an axle off a vehicle, anything like that. See how far back Tippy is. Oh, he's pretty close. That's pretty good. He often will lag back almost half a mile. Many years ago, he and I were driving down this road, and I was driving Stormy that day. And I had promised Stormy we could walk all the way home because he loves to get out and just go for a nice walk. And as we came down the road, there had been 3 coyote pups that summer. And one of them crossed the road, and Tippy gave chase and chased it off. And then the second one crossed the road, and he chased it off. And then the third one came across the road, and the 3 of them stood out there in the field, yipping and hollering and calling him and trying to lure him in. When he was about 6 months old, maybe a little older, he got into a fight with some coyotes. He came in pretty bloody that day. Well, they were off to the right, so he went off into our pasture to the left, and Stormy and I took off and galloped all the way home, and Dave was on a tractor, so we managed to get him off the tractor, and he came down and shot one of them. Didn't get the other 2, but they started leaving the dogs alone after that. Are you caught up, old man? There he is. All right. Breezy, let's working trot. She says, well, it's about time. This is not her favorite bridle because it's the one with the side check, so that she cannot get her head down to eat. And she fusses when she wears this one sometimes. And these big plants, these big fluffy ones like that, are devil's claw.